A few moments of interaction, but before that, let me acknowledge the presence of our guests. We have Dr. Ashish Chauhan, who is over here, the speaker for our session on medicine. I would also like to thank one person who has always been a very strong support for all of us, which everybody knows, Janab Abir Khan Sahab. A huge round of applause for him. Rahman sir is also here. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Irshad, Mufti Sayyid Irshad Sahab, the head of the Department of our Islamic Studies, is also over here. Sir, the session on academics and your words of wisdom and encouragement, I am sure must have instilled in students a desire to become teacher. But few questions which I would like to pose both as an academician, as a small person who has been into this particular field. The first question which I have, sir, is with regard to a teacher as such, a profession, as you said, it happens in Germany. But I think in India, there is still that kind of a feeling which exists, कि a teacher बोले तो A for apple, B for ball ही पढ़ाने वाला है. So one thing is like there should be some kind of recognition that is there for us. But in general, I would like to say, sir, can we have some kind of a mechanism wherein we would say, okay, you don't want to be a teacher, it's okay. Now we cannot even say the government to increase the fares or do something like that. But can we as an institution have a mechanism wherein we ask professionals to enter our classroom sometimes and communicate with the children? Because at the end of the day, for a professional to be effective, he has to have a teacher who is equally effective. So like, what is your say on this suggestion? If I start inviting professionals once a week or thing like that for the class, will it be effective or will it be very diverting for the students?
That will be a very wonderful idea, to bring professionals in the classroom or taking the students towards professionals. For example, if there is an artist, now an artist is having, if he has got a gallery at his home, let's take our students' days. Instead of asking the artist to come into the classroom, let's take our students to his gallery and we'll be able to explain the students there only, right? But there should be this gap between the professionals and the students should be bridged. It should be bridged. They should be brought together so that the students will have direct interaction with the professionals. That is a wonderful idea. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. And we will be looking up to you for suggestions for both resource persons in this regard. Inshallah. For resource persons and other things, sir, we will be looking up to you.
Inshallah, inshallah. Definitely, I'll help. Definitely.
Thank you so much, sir. So one more small piece
of... If it is an indirect invitation for me also, I accept the invitation.
Thank you so much, sir. So one more piece of question which basically bothers institutions like ours, wherein we try to provide good education, I would say, as evident from the SSA results which come from our school. So the appropriate teacher-student ratio, I know 15:1, 20:1, 25:1, 30:1 is what people boast of also. But we, because of our financial constraints and all, we have a ratio of close to 40 to 45:1, things like that. So in that student ratio of 45 or 45:1, or sometimes 45 to 48 it goes, 48:1, there are a few students who sometimes feel they are neglected. But the teacher, what teachers come and suggest us is, sir, we will make one section who are really very good, one section like we will divide them into castes, things like that. Sir, do you approve that kind of segregation, or it should be like a teacher when she goes into the class, he should have a bunch of both children who are intelligent, who are dull, or things like that? What is your call?
Okay, that's a wonderful question. I really appreciate this question. And let me say that the basic idea that some students are more intelligent and some students are less intelligent, that basic idea itself is not correct. See, now as far as IQ is concerned, our marks, our grades, we directly or indirectly try to link with IQ. That those who are having good IQ, they will be scoring good marks. That fundamentally, that's not the correct idea. If you go through Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, then you will find that it's not IQ which plays a significant role in one's life, but it is this theory of multiple intelligences. That is, generally the human beings have 9 different types of intelligences, not one type of intelligence, 9 different types of intelligences. One is verbal linguistic skill. Verbal linguistic skills. Those who are able to make use of their words, either orally or through writing effectively, they are having this intelligence at the highest level. Then the second type of intelligence is numerical, logical intelligence. Those who can play with the numbers very good. Those who are good in mathematics. And those who can think, those whose logic is so good, they are having this type of intelligence, what called as numerical, logical intelligence. The third is musical intelligence. If somebody is not having the other two, he or she may possess the third type of intelligence, musical intelligence. I'm sorry, Maulanas are also seated over here, and when I talk about musical intelligence, it does not mean that it is found only in what is called as singers and playback singers and writers and poets and all that. No. Even those who can recite hamd and naat and qirat, for in them also this type of musical intelligence is there. So that is the third type. Then we are having fourth type, called as intrapersonal intelligence. Those who are having very good intrapersonal relationship quality, ability, that they are having this particular type of intelligence. That is the fourth one. Fifth one is, if the fourth one was interpersonal, the fifth one is intrapersonal. One who is aware with one's own qualities. That is intrapersonal, that is fifth one. Then sixth one, we are having naturalistic intelligence. Those who are interested in nature, the sun, the moon, the earth, the soil, the stones, the mountains, the plants, those who are interested in them, those who are having good knowledge of them, those who can recognize them, they are having this naturalist intelligence. Then one is existentialist intelligence. That is, those who are very much sensitive about the basic questions about life. That is, who am I, where I am leading my life towards, then what will be the life after the death, is there any provision of life after death or not. Those who can answer these questions very satisfactorily, they are having this type of intelligence. So likewise, we are having 9 different types of intelligence. I might have missed 1 or 2, but then there are 9 different types of intelligences with our children. Now every child is strong either in 1 or 2 or 3, and if somebody is strong in 4 or 5 types of intelligences, that means he or she is gifted, right? So never underestimate any child just on the basis of IQ or on the basis of the answers that he or she gives. Every child has got a different type of intelligence, right? So every child is intelligent. Teachers, please believe in me that every child is intelligent. G. Never segregate them.
So segregation. Segregation should not happen, and inshallah we will not. Basically, there are 2 problems, administrative problems which arise. One is there is no consensus about segregation also. You know, some say that this particular child should go into this section, some say it should go into this section. So that is one basic issue which always crops up. Thank you, sir, for answering that question so very nicely. So one thing which goes for as a message to all the teachers over here, there is no child who is जोर से बोलो, don't worry, don't feel shy. अपने आप के लिए बोल रहे तो भी no problem. Come on, there is no child who is not. Every child is. I know, and especially every child of Shangrila is. So one last question as a teacher. it so happens, sir, at times that we as teachers put in lots of efforts, बहुत सारी मेहनत, बहुत सारी मशक्क़त बच्चों के पीछे. अब कभी-कभी I sat in the office and there was one day a teacher who came to me and said, you'll be surprised, an Urdu teacher. She came to me and she says, sir, ये क्लास के ये 7 बच्चे ऐसे हैं सर, ये लोग कसम खाए कि ये लोग नहीं पढ़ेंगे. तो अब उनकी कसम को तोड़ने के लिए what is that which we can do, sir? Anything like which we can do?
Okay. कसम खाए बच्चों ने, मैं इससे इनकार नहीं करता हूँ कि बाज़ बच्चे वाक़तन डिसाइड करके देख लेते हैं कि टीचर हमको तो जो बनना, हमको जैसे रहना है वैसे हम रहेंगे, अगर आप में दम है तो हमको बदल कर देख लीजिए. Yes, sometimes children are so smart that they can decide like this. I do agree with that teacher कि हो सकता है बच्चों ने ऐसा तय किया होगा. टीचर ने बच्चों के डिसीजन को तो बहुत हाईलाइट किया आपके सामने, लेकिन बच्चे उस डिसीजन तक पहुंचे क्यों, इस बात को कोई हाईलाइट नहीं करता है. There are different ways to motivate the children towards learning. One simple way I'll tell you, that if somebody is not very much interested in academics, that is in reading, writing, doing homework, writing examinations, उसके लिए उसको दिलचस्पी पैदा करने का एक दूसरा तरीका है. If not through curricular activities, let us try to hit him or her through co-curricular activities. For example, the same child may be given the opportunity to participate in an education competition. The same child may be given an opportunity to write an essay in essay writing competition, and if he or she gets good results, gets the prize, and if everybody claps for him or her, naturally that child will motivate. If not through co-curricular activities, maybe through career guidance, that if everybody is interested in one's career, आप career guidance देकर उसका एक aim decide कर दीजिए, ये भी एक effective way है studies की तरफ motivate करने.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'll wind up my part. Now the session is open for questions from the students. Voice gesture.